Mabibi na bwana, tuanze basi na opening plenary session yetu ya kwanza. Naomba nimkaribishe hapa mbele tafadhali ambaye ataendesha Caroline Nyambesi. Mpeni makofi mengi sana. Please put your hands together for her. Okay, great stuff, Caroline. You have your great instrument on you. You may take your seat if you wish, or whatever, however you want to run it. I'm truly anxious to listen to the topic on how you deliver accessible financial services. Jinsi gani kufikisha huduma za kifedha kwa wananchi. Karibu sana Karibu. Makofi kwa mara nyingine tena.
Asante sana Karibu. The guest of honor, Dr. Kifedha, Deputy Governor of the PLC. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Habari ya asubuhi. Are you excited? Yes. Because I am very much. It's my great pleasure to have the honor to moderate today's panel. I'm very glad to have you all here for this very special launch for NMB. My name is Caroline Nyambesi. I work with NMB Bank. I'm the Strategy and Investor Relations Specialist, and I'll be moderating today's panel. So to kick off the panel, I will call upon the panelists one by one, and I will introduce them, and if you could please one by one just head over to the stage as I introduce you. So our first panelist is Irene Madeye-Mulola. She is the Operations Director at FSDT, and at FSDT she oversees the thematic teams spanning across agriculture, rural finance, digital finance, SME finance, and inclusive finance. She's also a pioneer in the gender financial inclusion agenda in Tanzania, and she has worked closely with the National Council for Financial Inclusion to ensure that gender is well articulated in the national strategy. Our second panelist is Dr. George Mulamula. Dr. Mulamula is the founder and CEO of the Bora Business Incubator for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. He is also a board member at NMB Bank. He is also the Senior Government Advisor on ICT and Entrepreneurship and Innovation for an enabling environment and ecosystem. He brings in a wealth of experience in the use of technology to deliver financial as well as other services that contribute to the welfare of communities. The third panelist is a lovely lady by the name of Scholastica Kifedha. Scholastica is the Managing Director of Yono Auction Mart. She is a businesswoman and a very active She's currently pursuing a PhD, and she's examining the role of microcredit on the empowerment of rural female-headed households in Georgia. The fourth panelist is Dr. Emmanuel Mumongo. Dr. Emmanuel joins us from the BOT, where he is the Manager of Microsurveillance at the Directorate of Financial Sustainability. In his role, he monitors financial intermediaries. He is also a member to Tanzania National Financial Inclusion Technical Team, and he's the chair responsible for the lending subgroup of the Alliance of Financial Inclusion. Thank you. Well, to kick off today's panel session, first off, welcome to all of you. It will be a 30-minute panel session, so it's rather short. And I think in my head, I like to think it more as a conversation than a full-on panel. So I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. So the topic of today's panel is essentially, we're trying to look at delivering accessible financial services, especially to rural Tanzania, through digital solutions. And the objective is essentially, as NMB is launching 3 very, very important products today, that should enable a lot of Tanzanians, not only those in urban areas, but also those in rural areas, to very easily and quickly access financial services. So we're going to be looking at that through the lens of players from a number of sectors. So to start with you, Scholastica, you have been an NMB customer for quite some time. You're very active as a customer. Would you mind telling me, how have you experienced NMB services so far? and what kinds of channels are used. So for instance, do you use the branch more or do you use the ATM more? If you could just shed a bit of light on that.
Okay, thank you, honorable members or customers of NMB. I really appreciate for choosing me to be one of the customers of NMB to present how I get service from NMB. For me, for personal service, I usually use the ATM because it is reliable, unique. It gives a solution to my financial requirements. And when it comes for my company operations or activities, I usually use normal bank transactions, maybe for cash deposit or withdrawals. So for me, I really congratulate NMB management and NMB services because NMB services is more reliable, efficient, and effective because it is more branches in rural and urban areas. And that's why I congratulate you. For me, when it comes for banking services, NMB is my #1 choice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scholastica. So if I could move to Irene. Today we've been clicking since the morning and we'll continue to get clicking. Obviously, this means something. It means fast, it means quick, right? So as NMB is launching its 3 very key advanced products today, how do you see these products contributing to reducing financial exclusion, especially in rural areas? And I want to touch more on rural areas because that's where the majority of Tanzanians live. That's where, you have a very large population, a very young population, so there's a very big opportunity there. So how do you see these new solutions that are very accessible contributing to financial inclusion in Tanzania?
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity to be here. So I think the first thing is trying to characterize the rural area and try to understand what is existing there and who's existing there before we can actually go on to the question.
Yeah.
So you clearly say that we have, almost more than a 3/3 of the population that's actually in the rural area, more than 60% of Tanzanians. And if you look at the characterization of those people in the rural area, 66%, majority of them are actually farmers. There are farmers there, and we're talking about people with the lowest income. According to principal results, we're talking about 68% of them are actually coming from the lowest quintile in terms of the income. So it's important, so when we think of them, those are the people that are in the rural area, and in terms of the financial inclusion trajectory, we're looking at, yes, financial inclusion has actually, developed and has increased over a period of time in Tanzania. We're talking about, exclusion, moving from as high as 55%, now we're talking about only 28% according to the last results. But to a greater extent, if you now look at the people who are still excluded, majority of them are actually the characteristics of those that are actually in the rural areas, and mostly being female, mostly being young people that you talked about, 16 to 24-year age bracket, and most of them really are people who are actually dependent on farming activities. So to think about the revolution and the development, first of all, what has happened in Tanzania in terms of the inclusion itself and the development, you see a big role of digital financial system and services that it actually has played. But today, we still have to tackle that last mile. We still have, we're seeing some stagnation, especially when you actually go to the rural areas. Now, the real main challenges that are there, are things like, still distance, because distance, accessibility is still a bit of an issue more in the rural areas than in the urban area. And issues of eligibility, and I think this is really where, requirement, cost is still a challenge. People are finding it still costly to actually be able to have a bank account, utility account, and actually transact on it, as well as flexibility, maybe, and it being able to be accessible at any particular place. So if you think of all those things, try to understand the characteristics of the rural dweller that we just talked about, and some of the challenges that are actually still facing Tanzania to make them still being stagnant in terms of financial inclusion. Definitely, these are some of the sweet spots that you see coming in from digital financial services. It's an opportunity today. We're seeing proliferation of mobile financial services, or mobile phone, people with mobile phone. Going to Facebook, more than 63% of Tanzanians own their own mobile phone. Leave alone those who have access to it, which, more of them in a household who have access, more than 80%, and actually have a phone in the household. So definitely it's an opportunity. So to have it being a delivery of service that is actually going to come across some of these things of distance, eligibility, proximity, it's definitely a positive thing, and it's actually coming in to address some of those core challenges. And then relying upon the very strong network of agents, banking, or wakalas, in totality, is definitely a strength, because we're seeing, almost wakalas everywhere that you actually turn around in Tanzania. So these are really promising things, but definitely the challenges coming in is now how do we make sure that issues of consumer protection, such as consumer education, are actually moving upon, Also redress mechanism, because today we are exposing this population to having access, ease of access, they can use the system. But how are we ready in terms of servicing them and making sure that they are moving apart, they are able to interact with technology and be able to move forward. And here we're talking about their finances, so it's really critical. And also an ongoing awareness. I understand this is a chap, it's very fast, it's easy, but there is actually a tiered KYC, and at some stage they need to be able to upgrade themselves. So how do we keep abreast with that? So it doesn't become a negative experience, it becomes a positive experience all the way through. So overall, it's definitely a very positive thing, and it's exciting to see, NMB embarking on this, rather strengthening this journey, because I actually believe that the embarkment actually happened some time ago. So,
thank you, Erin. And I think I just wanted to touch on, you did mention that it's almost as though we're at a place where we need to tackle the last mile, and especially looking at the past decade, right? There has been an increase of Tanzanians that are financially included, and it has been pushed by mobile phone operators as well as banks to a smaller extent, right? And I think at some point the question was, are banks and MNOs going, fighting over customers and all that? But I think even more increasingly, we see that there has been more cooperation between banks and MNOs. And the regulator, the Bank of Tanzania, has been very proactive in sort of enabling this, I don't want to call it ecosystem, but it's to a certain extent enabling these partnerships to operate within a healthy environment. So my question to you, Dr. Mungongo, is, as we continue moving forward in improving financial services for Tanzanians, can the regulatory architecture continue to promote mutual partnerships between banks and MMOs? And in what other ways could we see, the regulator even further pushing for advancement and collaboration between the two sectors?
Thank you very much, Caroline. The issue of promoting innovation is multi-sector initiative. And Bank of Tanzania is actively engaged with other financial sector regulators, as well as the respective government ministries, which are contributing to innovation in the financial sector. And one of the initiatives is that Tanzania chairs National Financial Inclusion Council, and this council brings together not only regulators, but also suppliers of financial services, not only banking products, but also other services like insurance, pension, and the payment solutions. So we've got the Bank of Tanzania as the chair of the National Financial Inclusion Council. We provide, this council provides a mechanism where regulators and the financial service providers can discuss emerging opportunities and challenges which requires joint solution. Apart from financial inclusion initiative in terms of regulation, Bank of Tanzania collaborates with the other regulators because some of these products, they involve more than one sector. For example, some of the solutions which NMB is going to launch today, they're using digital platforms, which means that not only Bank of Tanzania is involved, but also the regulator of telecommunication. So Bank of Tanzania has got the MOU with the Tanzania Communication Regulatory Authority, where we share our responsibility in terms of oversight. And at the national level, Bank of Tanzania is also engaged involved in developing the National Financial Sector Development Master Plan. And this master plan is an integrated framework to promote the financial sector development across the economy. And the master plan has got five core objectives. One of them is, the first is the promoting inclusion. The second one is the consumer protection. Because it's not only consumer to be given new products, they also need to be protected. For example, just as you showed in your journey, the duration shifting from using papers to digital, now we're using telephone. Society, the transformation of society, it's easier for bank to graduate from that level to digital, but how do we transform the society to graduate from paying by cash and paying by digital solutions? So the issue of consumer protection in this national financial inclusion master plan, financial sector development master plan, is a core objective to ensure that innovation goes together with protection of consumer in terms of education and also protecting proper market corners. The third objective in this national financial sector development master plan is stability. Not only having, we need to promote innovation, new institutions, new products, but also stability. Stability in terms of putting appropriate prudential regulations. So Bank of Tanzania is collaborating with other regulators to ensure that we are witnessing or we are benefiting from innovation, but also we are having stable and sustainable development. And the fourth objective of this national financial sector master plan is integrity, to ensure that these solutions are not being misused by criminals. So the issue of money laundering. So in the coming days, we'll see innovation around the enhancement of integrity. Because in the absence of integrity, stability will not be sustainable, or even the innovations will not be sustainable. And the fifth, which is broader than inclusion, is about the development finance. Yes, it's important to finance small businesses, to finance small income holders, but how do we finance large projects, which are long-term? So with this national financial sector development initiative, we're putting a broader framework where regulators and the respective government departments are collaborating together with the financial system providers to ensure that we are developing a financial system which is stable, which is also inclusive, and also can cater for long-term finance, which is needed for industrial development and for agricultural development. So in general, Bank of Tanzania is actively involved or engaging with other stakeholders to ensure that we are developing a vibrant financial sector, but also a stable one.
Thank you, Dr. Mwang. So what I'm getting from the conversation so far, FSDT has done its research, you've given out the results. Clearly, we've gone up a milestone in financial inclusion. The regulator, the Bank of Tanzania, has been very active in promoting innovation within the financial sector, and in the end, providing better financial services that are easier to access to the population. The NMB customer who has been with us for a long time has been enjoying what we've been offering so far, and I think think if anything, I'm just interested to know how you will experience the products that we're going to launch today. So my question, I guess, to Dr. Mulamula, who's wearing many hats today, but this I'm asking with specifically you as part of the NMB board, as part of the NMB family. We've heard from the customer, we've heard from the regulator, and we've heard from a research body. Do you think that the products that we're launching today will make the customer experience better and enable NMB to enhance financial inclusion in Tanzania? And especially, you know, I don't want to preempt what we're launching, but we do know that it will very much be a very, very accessible product for people within the entire Tanzania. So how do you think these products will enhance the customer experience?
You've already preempted. I can't be critical now. Anyway, let me thank the board for giving the opportunity to be here. And my friend Tom there is envious of me. He's wondering that I've been elevated. I feel like a king between two queens here. Next time. Financial inclusion is a passion of mine, very much so. And we need to reach the rural areas so that the people in the rural areas get to use the new innovations, the digital methodologies to enhance their well-being and livelihoods. About a month and a half ago, I was privileged to travel. Minister Kuchika went to India. And we went to see how they implemented financial inclusion there. And we spoke to the Reserve Bank of India, we spoke to the Ministry of Finance, and very many stakeholders over a 3 to 4 day period. And the bottom line that we got from there was that they had a simple platform that said, for every citizen in India, all we need are 3 things. 1, your name, where you live. 2, where you stay. And 3, your thumbprint. Then everybody else can build up on that. That's what is required in order to make the citizens be bankable. Tanzania is embarking on that journey in terms of being bankable. Yes, we've got the NIDA, we've got the NEC, BBR card, and so forth. But what makes me happy today is that NMB as a bank has seen that and they've moved forward, and the chap account is one that leads towards making our people in the rural areas become bankable. At the end of the day, my passion is to make the person in the rural area, and this is what the exercise NMB has to do next, is when you talk about financial inclusion, the farmer or the fisherman, if he was able to buy 1 pair of shoes for their child to go to school, the system now that NMB is putting in place, at the end of the day, should allow him to say, this year I've been able to buy a 2nd pair of shoes for my child to go to school. The system has allowed me to be able to pay for insurance for my family, health insurance. The system has allowed me to be able to get agricultural insurance. If we can do that as a next step, and that's what I'm hoping NMB is aspiring to do, that would be fantastic. And then this is a good start, so I'm quite sure we're on the right track as NMB to achieving that. Of course, you need all the other stakeholders to play a role in whatever areas that they're willing. So it's the creation of synergies, and as my colleagues have spoken about, the education, the consumer protection, all that comes into play. And a good enabling environment that allows that to happen.
Thank you, Dr. Mulamula. And so basically to try and close this off, from all of you, if I could hear very briefly, can we agree that there couldn't have been a better time for NMB to launch these innovative products? I hope the answer is absolutely yes, but I want to hear closing remarks from all of you. If I can start with Dr. Mulamula.
I think this is it's not a time to launch such products because of two drivers. I mean, one is the technology. We have got technology with a lot of potential to offer solutions. So the question is how fast we move to explore or to harness the technology. The third is the environment. The regulatory environment is very supportive. The government environment is very supportive to development, which is the development itself. Financial sector is a key enabler of development. So we've got these two major drivers, which makes it very timely to launch such products. And hope other financial service providers will join this journey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, it is the right time. NMB launching this product. From my experience, I know that people from rural areas, they really miss banking services. So for you, launching this product in urban and rural areas, it is the right time because so many people in rural areas, they really need financial services. And so many banking services are available in urban areas. So for you, you have done a very good job. Thank you.
I think it's timely, it's long overdue. I think we need to move to a stage whereby we become cashless. And at the same time, this is a process whereby if we can move the informal to the formal, and then that helps our treasury system, and this is a role that the bank is playing towards achieving that.
Okay, absolutely timely. I love the analogy of the footstep as you're coming in, because it's a journey, and I think it's from strength to strength. What I can say, which is borrowing from what Dr. Mulahula said, it's really about value creation. One thing is to get the customers to get the accounts in, and the next thing is what you do with those accounts. And the moment you have the accounts coming in, and they will come because it's definitely solving quite a lot of those impediments that were existing, is from day go, how to now continue creating value, understanding the segments of the customers that you have, and starting to offer the different value proposition based on their needs. We're talking about completely different dynamics of the rural areas. So we need to actually think completely different, align ourselves completely different to be able to service and maintain those accounts. It cannot be the traditional way that we've actually been servicing maybe up to now the customers that we have. We have to continue taking ourselves completely out of our box to actually be able to move along the journey.
Okay. Well, are there any additional comments?
Think out of the box and don't throw the box.
Absolutely. I would like to open the floor for only 2 questions. Are there any questions out there?
Mine is not a question exactly. Yeah, my name is Jacqueline Naleko. I'm the chairperson of Tanzania Women Chambers of Commerce. Mine is not a question, but what we lack is financial knowledge. Not only to people in the rural areas, even elite, the financial knowledge is lacking. And because they lack financial knowledge, even propensity to save or to deposit money in the bank and how to use the money, when to use the money, how to use the money, and how to use money for different opportunities. This is the language we are lacking. And I urge the banks, please, to give simple knowledge so that people can understand the knowledge of money. Look at how many people are using even the financial markets, the stock markets. Even the elites, they are not using it simply because they don't understand. So I urge you, apart from launching this, to give us knowledge, to give the people knowledge. And you have a level playing field with the introduction of Vikoba and all this. All these are small financial institutions. If you can use this and give them knowledge, they can save more and they can know how to use the money, because it's one thing saving the money and doing transactions, and another thing, knowing how to manage finances. Financial management is the most difficult subject to most of us here. So we need knowledge so that people can know how to use the money, know the importance of saving, when to save, how to use the money, and all this. So knowledge, knowledge, knowledge is important. Thank you.
One more question?
What we are thinking, if the Japanese simulator, there's a solution on the way. Put it on my other hat. There's a solution already which is being launched next month, which will solve all your problems.
Okay, thank you. And sorry, to add to that, financial literacy should not start when you start earning money. Hello? Financial literacy should not start when you start earning money. From child, once you start giving your child money to go to school, 200 shillings, 500 shillings, that's when you start teaching her the financial knowledge. And you must also teach her how to earn the money. Clean the house properly, you get. This is how we are taught when we are in girls school, bobo a job. So this financial literacy should start from childhood, because really even our children, they just know how to spend. How the money is earned is none of their business. And also to involve the children in budgeting, the family budget. Let's sit here. Even with your wife, you're not even doing the budgeting. let alone the family. Let's have a habit of saying, okay, we have this for electricity this month, we have this for food, we have this for this. So that's how we can teach our children and we can teach ourselves how to manage finances.
Thank you very, very much. I think that point is very well heard and well taken. And I don't know if you've heard, NMB has Wajibu program, which essentially also includes financial literacy for children in primary schools. So I think in addition to that, the other points are also well taken and will definitely work on. So if there are no questions, I would like to thank the panelists for your insightful comments and for what I think a very fruitful discussion. If anything that I would leave this conversation with is one, as Dr. Mulamula said, think outside the box, and two, yes, it is the absolute best time for NMB to be launching these products, and I hope that as we go on through the program, you'll enjoy the rest of the presentations. Thank you very much.